Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I've just watched a program, P Finder. Feel good is if I kind of do the whole thing again. Way I'm interplaying with what they're saying right at that moment of time.
Back again with my good friend Mel. It's been good to see the enormous amount of comments that we're getting at the bottom. Right?
I'm going to skip forward to this. Jay Smith is introducing just two other guys. But what they are talking about here, the subject will be about Macmaden. Macmaden. What is the meaning of Macmaden? That's what they're discussing here. And what they are discussing is it what people like Sheikh Ahmed Deedat or Dr. Zakir Naik referred to as that was, the name was already there, the prophecy was already there, because sometime in the Quran there are verses, I know these guys want me to be precise, but in time I will be, but that the reminder has been told to us that our prophet was mentioned in the past book. So now these people have digged up some things, interesting things, and they are discussing this. And they are discussing this with a guy who is not showing his face for whatever reason, I don't know. He's not showing his face. He certainly uses a photo that probably resembles.
Looking at the material, you're digesting it, you're remonstrating about it, you're not always accepting it, and this is what we wanted to see. This is where the discussion happens, this is where the debate happens, and this is where the conversation needs to go. It's because of you people and looking at this new material. This is new material, it is
So, you know what, I've watched them already, and I've written 1, 2, just 3 pages of this little A5 book, and they're saying this is new material. New material maybe for them what they're discovering, but it feels like we know certain things what they try to teach us from our book. I mean, we know it for 1400 years, right? I'm going to get back to those points what I'm talking about. But when they say new and etc., to be honest, as a Muslim, I found nothing that new or excites me. What it does to me is they're trying to patch one thing or one time into another time, and they're trying to put those together and then give it a new meaning. Is they're taking the text literally, they're taking this one here and this one, and they're trying to put it together and say it's referring to what the book was saying in X, Y, and Z. So when he says new material, he's all excited. To be honest, I don't see anything exciting here.
It is in some case confrontational. We understand that. We're the first to actually introduce an awful lot of what we're talking about. We've now introduced who we think Muhammad is. We now introduce where we think Mecca is. We pretty well are introducing a whole new Islam, not the 9th and 10th century Islam, but one that actually exists in the 7th and 8th century. Okay. And that's why it is causing an awful lot of back.
Okay, so he's saying that the Islam that we believe in is from the 10th century and is not from the 7th century, while we always talk about the Prophet came at the 7th century, his date of birth. So the shifting about this, I think he had this conversation before, and he's trying to, this is to do with the place where probably what they think Islam originated from. Now there is something interesting, there is a link here, but I think it's about misunderstanding on their part. That's what I'm going to give my view.
Getting people who are upset, others that are happy, some who are just in between, people who are just curious. Well done for coming on board with us. Well done for digesting it, and better yet, for those.
I'm just going to move this on. No, here it is.
A bit too much
this guy.
of an introduction. Well,
So this guy is the one that's going to feed them information, new information. Him, new information, and about Muhammadin. And see how they explain all of this and where it ends to. So the bottom line is there might always remain difference of appearance after this. I mean, I know you'll call me out on this, but let's see.
yes, thank you. I work for, I suppose, which is one of the things.
Say that one more time. What's this? Slow down. What are you saying? Wiki what?
Wiki Noah, as in Wiki WIKI, Noah as in Noah and his ark, NOAH.org, wikinoah.org.
Okay.
So he's got a website called wikinoah.org.
Co-founders of wikinoah.org. It's a project run by actually the nascent Sanhedrin project in Jerusalem, and it's for.
So he said it's a project run by something, and he went to Jerusalem. So that's why I think it's Israeli.
Original research on instances of commonality between Judaism and other religions. So we encourage original research in this on this website. It's like a Wikipedia wiki.
It's funny how he said Judaism and other religion, but he didn't give the other religion the names of the not Christianity or Islam.
But we love original research. That's what we want. We want original research and new ideas on.
So he wants original and new ideas, and they're thinking all of this is a new idea to a guy like me. Here comes the shock. I was an Uber driver. I'm not doing it anymore because I got, don't want to go into that now. But, I mean...
explanations of instances of sort of commonality between Judaism and other religions. And
so again, he says commonality between Judaism and other religion, but he doesn't want to say what the other religion is. And interestingly, when he says commonality, there has been more commonality with Islam, and maybe that's why he doesn't want to say it, and therefore he just leaves it.
We don't want the explanation, it's just a coincidence. we want theological, sort of philosophical discussions, historical discussions, research and things like that. And so we have this
we can do that.
project which is going on right now, which is Islam's origins. I'd like to invite everybody to look at that as well and get